This video is about gun control, and I'm going to talk about why this gun control thing is bullshit, and people just keep pushing this stupid shit in our face. Second of all, the reason why gun control is the topic right now is because of the San Bernardino massacre that happened. And the reason why they managed to successfully shoot up the Inland Regional Center is because the city was like a gun-free zone. Plus, there was neighbors knew about this shit. They were afraid to report them on the count that they will be branded as racist. Wow. Way to go, political correctness. You pretty much could have prevented a massacre that should not happen, but because you keep people afraid from speaking out, ratting out these couples because they're Arabic descent, shows that you pretty much fuck up this country. But anyways, because of the massacre, the people in the state, including Obama, are calling for more gun control. The problem is, California has the most restrictive gun laws. It has more gun control than any other state in the union. And still, these couples managed to shoot up a regional center up in San Bernardino. Why is that? Why are there massacres happening in gun-free zone as opposed to area where guns are allowed to be carried? I wonder. Maybe it's because of the gun control laws that the state has. You're less likely to massacre people in Montana because everyone in Montana has a gun. It's just logic. And the idea of trying to ban handguns in every state just to turn this country into a gun-free zone is unconstitutional. We saw this with McDonald's versus Chicago, which you saw this with McDonald's versus Chicago, which we saw the court ruling in favor of both the NRA and Brady's campaign to prevent gun violence, which it benefited the gun proponents because all it does is just give fucking criminals to shoot other people and turn people into helpless victims. And all gun control has and all that shit. Yeah, I lost train of thought around here, but I'll use this. In a gun-free zone, basically someone can go do a home invasion with their gun because, criminals don't obey the law. Held up the family and steal whatever the fuck he takes. The family has no choice but to be helpless victims, and it takes like 15 to 20 minutes for the police to respond. And most of the times, it's usually too late, too little too late to help the family. As opposed to a state like Montana or a country like Switzerland, those guys who those home invaders will be smoked because they try to break into some family who happens to be armed with guns. So where's that logic? Where's the logic that guns free zones are safer than areas that are not gun free, something like that? Where is that logic? That logic is flawed. Especially the CDC did a study on gun violence and it reported that gun violence is at an all-time 50-year low. A 50-year low for gun violence, and FBI statistics shows that violence has gotten lower, even if the population's increasing and all that stuff. However, Obama tries to be this peacenik dude who's trying to outlaw guns again, advocating for gun control while giving these fucking drug lords, drug cartels, and these Islamist weapons, machine guns. After all, the FSA is trying to overthrow a secular government in Syria and put up a Muslim government. And yes, the FSAs are pro-Islamic. They're moderates, but they're still pro-Islamic, and they want an Islamic country. And also, the reality is that Obama, even though people think he's a peacenik, is pretty much raging drone war in the Middle East, killing people and innocent civilians. Not to mention, half of these people are women and children, as well as men who are law-abiding citizens of their country. And yet this guy talks about how we need more gun control and how people should not be killed. And this gun control thing is failing. It's not making this state safe. We all know that Los Angeles is the gang capital of the country, that there's a lot of gang violence, and we all know that St. Louis and other cities that utilizes gun control also have violent problems. Even Washington, D.C., while cities like Billings is pretty much safe, no gun violence, everyone friendly, and there's not very many gun restriction in the state. So why is that? Just some food for thought. This gun control is not going to work. It will never work. We tried this back in the 80s and the 90s, and still we had gun violence. You just allowing politicians, police and criminals to own guns. And you just cut out the middlemen like that. And referring to McDonald's versus City of Chicago, a alderman in Illinois and the mayor are allowed to carry guns while the citizens are not. So basically the ruling class and the ruled are supposed to carry guns. Something like that. And so why is it that a alderman has the right to carry a gun while a regular citizen doesn't? That's bullshit. And all that. Now technically, The state of California has a overfunded police force. Every single police force in California, from the highway patrol to, I don't know, the Los Angeles Police Department, are overfunded. And because of that, they often go crazy or are basically corrupt, I guess I can say, for lack of a better term. Police forces in California, they are mostly corrupt and they just fucking do whatever they want. And the idea that gun control protects people is just dumb. I think we'd be better off if the state allows everyone to at least own a handgun. So that way people can protect themselves and this stupid gun shenanigans can just end right now. After all, gun control did not stop those couples murdering people at the in the Inland Regional Center or something. That's what it's called. It didn't stop some guy going into some college up in Oregon and killing people, and it certainly didn't stop that kid murdering people at the church. What makes you think? And as for the Islamist terrorist situation, obviously these couples are motivated by Islamism or Islamofascism. Just like the Fort Hood shooting, it's the same thing, and yet because this country is so politically correct, we're not allowed to accuse these couple of being Islamist. That's bullshit. Right now I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I'm just going to end the video right here. Y'all have a good night or a good day wherever you are in this country or world. That is all. One last thing before I end the video. If I get a blunderbuss, put a pistol grip on it, a laser pointer, and a scope, it will be classified as an assault rifle, even though it takes 1 minute to reload the gun and shit like that. But that's how it works in California with the gun control. So that's all I gotta say. I am Wicked Wonka and signing off. Oh yeah, please leave a comment if you have something to say about this video. That's all.